Welcome to this edition of City Talk on City Channel Pittsburgh. I'm John McIntire, and meet the king of the cable channel, David Feiner.
Wow.
Are you not the king of the cable channel? You probably have a title that's a little more, a little less
They call
crazy.
me the Communication Technology Manager. I've never been called the king.
Which sounds better?
I think Communication Technology, we're a democracy,
We'll
John.
go with that. That's right. Well, but you do rule with an iron hand. And what you say goes for the cable channel. You decide how things are shot and the angles, and
I
it was
did
your
tell
decision
all
to
these
bring three.
yes, I did
Right,
tell all these
that's what I'm
cameras how
saying.
to, yeah.
So thanks to you, they're here.
Yes, that's correct.
So how long have you been doing this, and what all do you do?
Well, I've been with the City of Pittsburgh since May of 2013. I was an editor videographer for a year and a half. The Department of Innovation and Performance decided to change some things around, and they retitled this position the Communication Technology Manager, which I took over in November 2014.
Congratulations. So whenever we see a city council meeting on the city cable channel, you and your team is behind it, for
That's
example.
correct.
And all the news conferences that the mayor might hold and all the other important
correct.
public officials.
Yeah, so that's what most people know us for, is the mayor's press conferences and city council meeting coverage. I'm sure you didn't know this when you first started working for the city, but we are the only place where you can see gavel-to-gavel coverage of all city council's public meetings.
No, I did not know that.
The minutia of government, the nuts and bolts of what happens.
Which surprisingly some people are actually interested in.
That is correct. And so if you were interested in seeing how a bill goes from an idea to a law, this is the place to do it.
So you're a big believer in government transparency.
That is correct. I have been doing this a really long time in public government and education access television. I do believe in loaning or using my talents to bring the government home to our viewers, letting people know what exactly is happening.
And what exactly is happening?
Oh, there's quite a bit, John. I am not that smart when it comes to numbers. I'm not that smart when it comes to purchasing and building and making laws, but I'm really good at making TV shows. So I really like the fact that I'm able to use my talents and help the city bring its message home to not only its viewers of City Channel Pittsburgh, but the taxpayers of the city of Pittsburgh.
I like the idealism of that. Somebody who actually believes A, government serves a useful purpose, and B, that you ought to let the citizens know how it's operating.
Well, we don't present an opinion. We present the actual fact of what is happening, and whether that fact takes 4 hours to discuss or 1 minute to discuss, we present it and allow people to consume it the way they want, whether it's on a traditional platform like television, a new age platform like YouTube.
And so you also administer the city YouTube channel.
Correct. So we are giving people the information, whether they consume it or not, or how much they consume of it or not, is up to them to help them decide whether they're in favor of something or against something, whether they call their city council member or they don't call their city council member. We are giving the information to the people and letting them decide how they want to consume it.
City Channel, it's limited as to what you can put on because you don't want anything political and you don't want anything commercial.
So that's the funny thing about politics, is how political it actually is. So yeah, the public education and government access channels that I spoke of before, they're federally mandated. There are rules and regulations of what you can, and more importantly, what you cannot put on the channels. So obviously we can't put on copyright. So the music that we use on our channels, unfortunately, I know I'm probably giving in a big government secret and letting people know what's happening, but we do not have a music department here.
But you could Google generic music.
YouTube and Google have a library that we go into. There are websites that have copyright-free music that we use freely. Images, we can't just take somebody's logo and use it without their permission. We can't take somebody's picture. There are plenty of photographers who would love to have their images showcased, but it's not like I can just go on their website and take it from them.
How do you like your job?
I love my job. I watched both my parents for many, many years go to jobs that they did not enjoy, and I always promised myself that I would not do that. And I'm glad that I get to get up every morning and go to a place I like, work for people I like, work for people I respect, and do things, like I said, sharing my talents in the best way I know how.
So maybe it's a misimpression that some people might have who are cynics toward government, that everybody's a lazy bureaucrat shuffling along.
Well, that's not true at all. There are literally thousands of employees who come in contact, not necessarily work in this building, but come in contact with this building every single day, that are doing this because they love the city of Pittsburgh, they love their jobs, and they too want to share their talent of what they know best to make the city of Pittsburgh look better, sound better, be better, and hopefully they go home each night thinking that they did a good job.
How about a show where Mayor Peduto rides next to somebody else in a bike lane, and then while they're riding the bike, it's a talk show? Just throwing that out there.
So that's a great idea. Mayor Peduto himself has given me a lot of great ideas of what he wants to see on the channel. And aside from some of the copyright issues, I've told him I'm ready, willing, and able anytime he is, and we'll do whatever he wants. Bicycling
with Billy.
I think you've got a winner right there.
David Feiter, thanks so much for talking to us today.
Thank you, John. This is great.
He's the man behind the cameras, only today he was in front of it. That's City Talk for this edition. We'll see you next time.